Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to our impromptu show, episode 124. I'm Scott K. Martin, and with me today is Charles St. Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, Chucky.
How you doing? You feel good? You look good. You working out? You working out? You looking good.
Thank you. Your hair's growing quickly, sir.
Stop flirting. Introduce Moonshine.
Okay, you can introduce Moonshine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Moonshine Bonanza.
Hello.
You look adorable.
Thanks.
So,
I love the thing behind you next to Pee Wee. You've got Beetlejuice, and there's a mask underneath it, and it's all awesome. My room's a mess. Yours is interesting.
But also a mess.
So Moonshine, why don't we have you introduce the little bald baby over here?
And everybody, it is Matthew Santoro.
Hey, Matthew.
Long time no see.
Oh, hey, sexy little boy. You couldn't come to Buffalo soon?
Eventually, I got some stuff I got to take care of first.
Understandable. You know, Chucky, I passed by your place, Chucky, your old place, and several things have reminded me of you lately. There was the Vapors place that you bought from.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh man, I passed that. I passed just so many things, and then I'm like, oh man, it just reminds me of like when we had the guys together, you know, the four of us, and I wish we could do that again, but we can get a majority of it.
I tell you this earlier, Maddie, Rob, and I really didn't want to tell you this earlier, but we never enjoyed the time we spent with you. It was
That would have been a good time for crickets.
It was painful. It was painful.
Thank you.
Whenever we hung out with you, it was just terrible. We always dragging you along, always lagging behind, saying stupid shit.
You know, my favorite.
Sorry, before you I just want to say quickly. If I leave suddenly, it's because I'm on somebody else's Wi-Fi. Someone has an unsecured router around my new place, and that's the only way I can get internet right now because I'm waiting. I don't get internet on of my own until Tuesday. So anyways, continue.
No, it's
bootleg Santoro.
Yeah,
Stealing the
so,
Wi-Fi.
Chucky, is there a point, maybe not in the short term, like or soon? Jeez, I can't talk. That maybe you'd be coming to Buffalo that we can kind of update, like Matt and Rob, and maybe plan something where you're in town too.
No.
Huh?
No, pretzel boy.
I love pretzels.
I don't blame you. I'm into the getting into the chocolate-filled ones because it's just good for you, or the peanut butter-filled ones. No, I have no idea what's going on at this particular point. I'm, like I said, I have an audition in about 2 weeks. Will go well. Right now, I came to a conclusion, man. You cannot really purchase a car unless you've got a couple $1,000s more than I'm dealing with. And that's just, where I'm at this point is you need a little bit more of the old cash. And until that happens, there's no point. So I just want to start working, get employed, start playing out, and then kind of take it from there. It sucks not having a car again because you remember what that last nightmare was like trying to, and it's 110 degrees out there. I'm not walking around. That's bullshit. But, just trying to get your shit together and starting over, it's no fun, But I like it here. I'm having a good time. And, probably be easier for you guys to come out here and party with me.
Oh, that will happen. That will happen. I'm thinking, what are you guys thinking? You know what? Las Vegas is not as expensive as I thought. When I went through that town, they practically give a majority of the things away because they want you to go to the casino, and because you probably dumped a lot of money there to begin with,
That's one of the things that I like is that you can have a project playing, Matt, Scotty, and no one has to really worry about a cover charge. You can just kind of come in.
Yeah, and
that a lot, which is cool.
They have taxis that will actually pick up your car from wherever you're at and follow you back to your hotel with it. Like, they'll actually they're like your valet DD. You know, it's really cool. So the whole city kind of works with you on a lot of things. You know, they give you incentives and like half off hotels and this and that and free breakfast or first drink free.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. You'd be surprised. Like, you know, in order to get tourists over there, often what they'll do is, I think you guys are pretty much just saying this, but yeah, they'll comp you rooms, and people are like, oh, free room in Vegas, sweet. But then you show up, and you probably end up spending more than you would have had you just bought the damn hotel, because you think you've got more money than you do, and you end up just drinking a lot, and obviously gambling is a big part of it, and like they'll comp you everything, and there's packages out there where I think they'll give you for sure a free room at least one night. But it's funny you say that, because my buddy that lives here in Niagara with me, he now works in Vegas, and he said that he can get me a room comped anytime I want to go. So I just texted him back, and I said maybe like in a couple of weeks or in a few weeks, maybe a month, when I'm all settled down, that I'll come to Vegas and I have a hotel room booked. So Chucky, if I get a hotel room, can you come to me and chill in the hotel?
Maddie, this is so sudden. This is so sudden, but yeah, I'll come to your hotel room.
Excellent, but I mean, if you're down.
Matt, when I went there, Las Vegas Barbie actually hooked me up with a free room with Dorian Deck. We both had like these king size beds, and each room had like a different theme, and ours was the Saint Bernard.
You know what? I haven't reached out to say hello to her simply because I don't feel like I know her well enough to even invite her to a gig. I was gonna say if I was playing or something, but I almost feel like she's really cool and super chill to hang out with. I think you absolutely should. She's really a lot of fun to hang out with. She knows the area. She's been there a long time, and yeah, she hooked us up. I mean, Planet Hollywood's a big hotel there, and she knew the whole area, and she kind of showed us around and said, here's this, there's that. You know, we had the water fountains thing go off at, I forget the name of the, what is that place? Chucky, I know you're, the huge water fountain that goes off to like the, is that the Venetian?
Yeah.
I don't know my casinos yet, buddy.
And then we ate underneath the Paris Eiffel Tower thing, and then we went through, it was around Christmas, we went through and saw the gigantic Christmas trees inside, and she showed us this like 2 or 3 story glass, like really cool hotel. Anyway, a lot of cool things, a lot of nightlife going on there. And what's really cool, and I never knew this, was you always see the glitz, the glamour, the lights at night, but about 20 minutes or outside of the city, like complete radius of like around the entire city, it's a really cool metropolitan area, and then you've got the mountains, so you could go skiing and snowboarding not far from Vegas. So I was like, that's
there's
really
a lot of that. I'm not much of the outdoorsy person, so you know, like when people are like, oh, we're gonna go and do a hike or something like that. I'm like, outside? You're gonna do that outside? No.
Why would you go outside? You've got Netflix inside. You've got air conditioning. It's clean.
I know.
I'm an inside guy.
Got YouTube and music and porn.
In isolation and loneliness.
I think that it's you get to that point where you're just like, you know what, dude, you like what you like, and I'm just not. I never was the outdoorsy type. Nah. So, and besides, now that I found out that they're lying about the fucking sunscreen, I'm not going anywhere.
You know, let's talk about that because
yeah, I want to know about what are you talking about?
Because my head's kind of like fried, and I put on SPF 4, which is like barely anything. It's just kind of oil, not even really lotion. And I put it on me, and my burn kind of turned into a tan. Look underneath, white, tan. So anyway, I didn't flake or anything, but there is this new like sort of aerosol spray sunscreen where you can do like SPF 15, 30, 40,
that's what
whatever
I use.
it is, or 50.
It's a aerosol spray stuff.
Yeah, I believe that's the stuff that Chucky's talking about. The spray on, which is more. I don't know which one
it was. They said that. I think they said that the, if I remember correctly, that it did not lower the occurrence of skin cancer. I think that was the gist of the article.
Yeah, but if
where they said
about that, how could they possibly really measure that? Because skin cancer occurs over almost a lifetime. So how how can they accurately measure that? I don't understand.
I also don't know exactly how sunscreen works because
I think you can trigger
the concept behind it. What are they filtering out? How does it work? And they were talking about chemicals.
Excuse me. I think you could trigger cancer. I know you would think it's a long, slow, almost steady thing that happens, and then it just hits you. But I know somebody that the other day when I said I was burnt, she said she had skin cancer cells that developed because of her burn. I'm like, whoa, what? So
I mean, this much, Scotty. I am trying to break out, even though it's a little bit difficult at this time of the year because it's so fucking hot. Getting outside and doing a little bit more, just basically for health purposes, because that's the best way to get vitamin D. And that you got to spend a little bit of time outside, dude. You can't just you can't cloister yourself away. It's not fucking healthy.
I'll give you some vitamin D.
You bet. I bet you would. Moonshine.
Yeah, Moonshine. You haven't said a word.
And I don't like that. Tap your mic. Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
It is. It is on. I am here.
All right then.
Why aren't you talking,
girl?
Sunscreen, yeah, stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we boring you? Because us guys care about our skin.
Shut up. Scarrow, what's going on with
you? Fake bacon for the last couple of months, Moonshine. You should have chimed in.
Moonshine's coming to the show, and I'm dragging her up on stage, even if she doesn't know the words. Anything. I'm bringing you up there.
So, Moonshine, you're not going to show off your new little costume you had on, or are you going to save that for a video, or what?
I have been showing it off. I've actually been in a Twitch stream with the fellows that I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con with in about a week.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is a Twitch stream?
It's a stream where video games are involved. I hang out with the nerd boys. I love my new nerd boys.
They love you.
I know it was rumored, but I honestly forget if it was actually purchased. But I thought Google acquired Twitch for like a gazillion dollars or something. But I don't know if that actually went through. Either way, a lot of gamers use it. It's kind of like what Blog TV used to be, and kind of what you now is, without like having times and upvotes and shit. It's literally just streaming.
It's for video games though. Like that's the major distinction. Yeah, it's for video games. Like if you're not streaming a video game on Twitch, you could get your channel shut down if you're not.
Okay, so
I didn't know that stipulation.
Got it.
Yeah, because that's what you now is for, and there's also the same company that owns Twitch owns this other broadcasting thing called Justin.TV.
Oh yeah, that's one of the original live streaming. Streaming and live streaming websites. That's what I just seen use. That's what a lot of different people use.
Right. So that's still around, and that's like the non-video game equivalent. So on Twitch, they try to make it like video games, like be streaming video games. So it's been fun. I've got to shoot some zombies. I've got to shoot some other stuff. Playing games.
But you're getting FaceTime in there too, right? The difference is you can actually do the dual. Like you can do the front-facing camera and your capture, and you can kind of swap what you want to emphasize. And
there's like 5 of us in there at any given time too, so we've got it all split up. It's pretty slick.
Now, if I sucked at video games, couldn't I just like be playing something in the background but talking the whole time? I mean, couldn't that technically fulfill my duty?
Contractual obligation.
Yeah, right.
I'm confused.
Okay, so let's say I'm playing Call of Duty, but I'm not really playing. It's like in the background. I'm just blah, blah, blah. I'm getting shot every 2 seconds. But I'm playing, and I'm mainly talking like we are now. But it would be like a one-man show. It's going to be like a drinking.
That's pretty much how our streams go. Nobody really... Okay, so the guy... Sometimes... So just to have somebody playing at all times, regardless of whether we're playing a co-op game or not, this one of our guys, Spoon plays the game, and we all just shoot the shit. And don't even like talk about what's happening in the game.
Okay. Well, I know my roommate does Twitch. He goes by Only Use Me Blade. He's a gamer. He's watching Ray Donovan right now, which is actually a really good show. He's been
I
Twitching
saw
a lot.
something one time, not that long ago, Scotty, that was weird. It was the helmet cam of, I believe they were Australian commandos, or I think they were in Afghanistan or Iraq, and they were taking out this one compound. And you're watching the one commando's helmet cam as he's actually in a live firefight. Looked exactly like Call of Duty.
Wow, okay.
It did. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, because all you can see It looked exactly like
a first-person shooter game.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. That's exactly what the helmet cam looked like. It would look like you were
the simulation.
Very bizarre.
Doesn't it how accurate they get with that? Like Saving Private Ryan. I heard like when that movie first came out, there were veterans that saw it, and it was so accurate that they actually had like mental attacks. Like,
yeah, they said that the first everyone complained. Everybody talked about the first 20 minutes of Private Ryan, Maddie. You know what? The next 2 hours were no picnic either. Yeah. You know, but the storming the beach at Normandy and everything, they said that was probably one of the most realistic war sequences out there, and a lot of guys who actually got out, who were in that particular beach and survived, a lot of them said the exact same thing. That's exactly what it was like.
Oh, all those bodies walking ashore and all that. I mean, that's real. That's crazy.
But, it was and I don't even understand the logistics of actually shooting something like that. That's got to be crazy to like set that whole thing up, you know, to make sure that nobody actually is injured. But Private Ryan was on that list of films that you're gonna watch once. There's no fucking way I'm sitting through that again. It was
you know what? It's funny you say that because I love that movie and I've only seen it I think once.
It's like I can't. I'm not going through that again.
There's some that are pretty emotionally draining that you don't want to watch again, or maybe you do, but you gotta be in the right.
Has anyone heard of a movie starring Joaquin Phoenix and Amy Adams? Her. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I saw it. It was actually.
I saw it last night. It was pretty interesting.
Here's the thing. It aggravated me, but it kept my interest the whole time. I sat there and said, "Are you fucking kidding me? Someone's falling in love with an operating system." And then I go, "You know what? I'm kind of in love with my internet." So, I mean, not like in love in a passionate, emotional, like, but there's a connection there. And if it's the all-in-one girlfriend, the only thing you can't do is physically do anything. But what were you saying?
What I didn't understand in the movie was his operating system, Samantha. Was it the same operating system that somebody else might be dating over here or having a relationship with, and it might be a male operating or a male voice? Was it the same? Was that one thing?
One voice, that one operating system. Because think about how computers, how fast they are. You know, the gigahertz and the RAM, this, that, everything, right?
Well, it was funny when she said, "I'd like the name Samantha," and he goes, "Where'd you get that?" And he goes, "Well, I just read a book on naming your baby, and it had like 15,000." And she read it in 0.2 seconds and said, "I like Samantha."
That's my point. When you Google something and it says 0.38 seconds, you have 13 million results, and you're going, "Whoa!" So if somebody could do that and multitask, I could be rendering a video right now. I have 46 tabs open on, not really, but I have at least 13 open on my Google Chrome. And
that was the thing about it that I was like, you know, you're sitting there and I was like, and I asked Lynn, I was like, wait a second, when she said I'm talking to 8,000 other people while I'm talking to you, and he goes, how many are you in love with? And she said something like 600 and something, is like, and it just devastated him. But she goes, no, those are different. I'm, you know, the relationship that she had was different than the relationship she had. But it was like, are you still Samantha? Where Spike Jonze didn't go into that part of the story. But I'll tell you something. It was pretty interesting how when they were talking. First of all, they had, what was the woman's name? Oh God, who was the woman?
Actress name or the character name or what?
The voice, the person who was voicing.
Charlize Theron.
No, it wasn't Charlize Theron. It was
Theron. You say?
Wasn't it the girl from the Avengers or no? Gosh darn it. Google it.
I thought that's. Hold on.
No, Scarlett Johansson.
Well, Scarlett
Johansson. Good call, Matt.
Was the funny thing about it was obviously they gave her a non-synthesized voice, which made the illusion easier. But when they were having a conversation, everybody would think the same thing. When you're listening to Joaquin and her talk, it was just like, I wish I had somebody. I mean, she was just the coolest chick. And that was the thing about it, but it was like and then all the operating systems disappeared. They all disappeared, and we were like, wait, did one operating system that was everything to all these people just disappear? I think they were trying to figure out a way to become sentient. Wasn't that the idea behind it? They were trying to, the operating systems wanted to be alive?
Yeah, and because they knew they couldn't, they had to break away from, they basically had to cut it off before it got more serious, and they didn't want to hurt people. You know, because these operating systems don't necessarily have emotions like humans do, but they can still feel something. So they knew
that was the weird thing. Did you get the feeling that the operating systems were now like experiencing emotion as best they? I mean,
that was the problem. Was they were starting to actually like almost upgrade and because they were taking all these things just like we do. You know, part of our personality, I believe, we're born with, and the rest of it we acquire throughout time. And you know, that's something that like a computer doesn't have, like the innate ability to just do that. You have to.
Well, we've all seen the fucking documentaries about the people who fall in love with, you know, the dolls and all that other stuff. Is that such a far jump that if you had somebody, you know, if they had AI elevated to the point where they could, you know, start to have a conversation, because Siri can be a pretty cheeky little bitch every once in a while. I think we're on our way. You
Matt,
know?
are you alive?
I think Matt is just sitting there looking around for another Wi-Fi to jump on.
No, I apologize. I'm very tired, and I still got so much left to do. For those that don't know, I'm in a new place, and I've had to buy so much stuff over the last 2 or 3 days. It's been crazy, but I'm getting set up. My place is about 90% set up, which is pretty good for only having been here for 3 days.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I haven't like stopped. It's just been going out, and I had a list of things that I had to buy, because I had to buy basically a lot of new stuff. And for everything I knocked off the list, I remembered 2 more things that I had to get, so I added those to the list. And then I've been to Walmart about 15 times in the last 3 days.
Speaking of walls, are you allowed to paint there?
I probably could, but I'm good. Like, the whole scheme of the place is grays and blacks, so it's
very neutral, but some more color than just like a beige or white.
My problem with the concept of moving at this point is if I were to go and get my own place and do all that, I'm so not interested in accumulating any shit, especially after spending all that money on a storage space. I've come to the conclusion that the less I need, the happier I'll be. I just don't want to accumulate too much stuff, dude. It's just some people can do it and make it work. For me, it just tends to turn into fucking clutter, you know. And then it starts to affect my mind.
When I moved from Buffalo to Orlando, we drove down, so I had a lot of things that I wouldn't have normally traveled with. I could travel kind of heavy, because we took, I think, 3 vehicles, and then on my way back, I rented a 26-foot Penske truck.
Jesus, dude, how much shit did you have?
Now, I'm one person. No, they didn't have the smaller size. They were out that week. Okay. But I still filled about 65, 70% of a 26-foot truck. So I could have easily filled 20 feet, probably even a little more. And I'm like, damn. Now, I could have packed it differently, I'm sure, but I was pretty good at moving because I had done it like 4 times in the 9 years I was in Orlando. I stayed at one place for 5, 6 years, and I kind of bounced around. But, yeah, moving sucks. Moving into a new place it's cool, but it's hectic because you got to figure out how you want things, and if you didn't have the time to go through things before you moved because you weren't anticipating it necessarily, there's a lot of just packing, and then you got to go through it. If you can do it over months and go through it, you can decide what you want to throw out, what you want to hang on to, where the priority boxes are, and put those together. But man, I don't wish that on anyone. But it's cool. It's good for you because you're in the position right now where you can support yourself and live on somewhere and be like that. Where I want to live on my own. I as much as it's cool to have other people around in the house, and when you're bored sometimes to watch a movie or have a conversation with or have somebody watch your dogs when you leave town, it's very convenient. I want to live on my own. I'm 32, so I feel like that's my next thing. So good for you.
And plus, it's nice when it's your own place and you can set it up, and there's a certain feeling that you get when you walk into, you turn the key in your place, be it an apartment or a house, and you look around and it's like, this is my place, and you can set it up the way it is so that you can, now you can have designated stuff. It's like, okay, this room is just where I fucking film, and this room is just where I fucking sleep, you know what I mean? And you don't have to do that kind of stuff.
Actually, it's funny you say that because I was just in the middle of basically creating my new office. I've never had an office, And this place is 2 bedrooms, but I converted one of the bedrooms I'm converting it into an office. So it actually had 2 beds in there already, but I took them both apart, put them downstairs, because downstairs is unfinished, so it's just like a giant storage area for now.
And Moonshine Bonanza puts on a pair of glasses and just becomes even more beautiful.
Yeah.
Now,
she's like, I'm still not interested in what you're saying.
are you gonna start doing some of that green screening? You didn't answer that one question. I had sent Maddie a question, and I said I want to know if you're gonna start doing green screening because I'm very curious to see where you go with that.
Eventually, yes. Right now I'm focused on getting the basics set up. I'm in the middle right now. I took a break to do this, but I was in the middle of setting up my new desk. I bought a nice glass desk.
Ooh, very IKEA.
No,
I have one. You've seen mine.
People. So I bought it there, and then yeah, that's about it. My computer right now, my whole setup is on my kitchen table, so things are just sort of all over the place. But once I'm all set up, I'll be good.
I'm in a semi similar position in as much as I'm currently working with a band, and we're kind of setting things up. And I'm not used to being the weakest link in a band, in as much as I got the guitar player who Brian May hand-picked to play "We Will Rock You in Vegas." My bass player is like this multi-degreed fucking. They're all just these ridiculous musicians, and I'm like, well, who's the asshole in this room? And so now I'm like setting things up so that everything will be just the way I want it. Matt, there is a sense that once you get that, that's what I've been doing. These are the song lyrics. This is everything that we're going to be, probably
Holy
setting
shit.
up. Yeah, I know. My goal with this project is I despise bands that do the same show over and over again. So I vowed that if somebody came and saw us 3 or 4 times in 1 week, they saw a different show every time.
Wow.
I hate that.
That's one thing that's always bothered me too. Is that you see a show, it should be unique in a sense, right? Like,
you would hope.
I think that's
yeah. Even if it's theater, even if it's the same show, the same theater show that you're putting on, there's enough ways to change it through nuance that somebody will see a different show. It's just how you deliver a line or what posture you take or whatever. But there's nothing worse than seeing a band, coming back and seeing them. It's like, this is the exact same show. This is the exact same banter between the songs. It just gets tedious. So that was one of my goals, was to make sure that it would always be a singular experience, like Moonshine's glasses.
You know who has been putting on awesome shows recently?
Moonshine Bonanza.
No, you know.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. Fuck yeah! They just started their American. Long Live Rock, or Let Rock Live, or some crap, whatever the tour is named, and apparently their set lists have just been baller.
I specifically cut 2 Aerosmith songs from the set because they both had his trademark scream in them, and I said, I can't reproduce that, and I'm not going to fucking cheapen that song. I said, I can't, you have no idea, Moonshine, how much it pisses me off that I can't do 2 things: David Lee Roth's scream and Steven Tyler's scream, because it hurts when you're a lead singer and there's a song that you love and it's within your range, but that scream is gone. Yeah, I can't do that, and it kills me that I cannot.
And people would wait for that,
Oh, dude!
I had one special moment where I did Dream On, and I was like, I'm gonna go for it, and I fucking nailed it. Never happened again, but I can always say I did it once. I fucking did it once, and even so, I know for a fact that Steven Tyler uses some pretty sneaky reverb tricks at the end of that song nowadays. Getting a little old to be holding that note for so long, so he just lets the echo take care of it for the most part.
That's what's unique about him, though. He's got that female vocal range when he hits those notes. And
yeah, but he still can basically do it.
Yeah.
He can basically.
He can do it. He can do it, but once.
And it's just that particular note, and that's just like, no, I can't do that. right now we're working on Maybe I'm Amazed, and that's going to be a fucking, the live version of that song, and that was one of McCartney's greatest vocal fucking feats. So trying to recreate that is going to be a bitch on wheels, dude. Kind of like me trying to recreate Santoro's beard. I just don't know if I can do it.
Don't even try, bro.
I can't do it. It's too iconic. I can't cosplay as Matthew Santoro.
No, you'd have to shave your head, that's for show.
I remember when Rob did it. Rob cosplayed it when they swapped channels. I thought that's still funny.
Whatever happened to Rob Dyke? What happened to him?
Rob, he said he was going to be, or no, he didn't say anything today, but I think he'll be here tomorrow. He said he was going to be available on Mondays, but I don't think Matt's going to be here tomorrow.
You know what? That's why we're doing this show, because you work around my schedule. No, I'm just kidding. But sort of, because I originally very much intended on being on LIGO tomorrow, but for those of you that don't know, it's my birthday on Wednesday, July 16th, and my parents are taking me out on Monday, and then on my birthday I'm probably going to be doing something, so I figured if we don't do it now, I'm going to have to miss another week.
So, for everybody that is watching, leave a happy birthday comment for Matt, because whether you're watching it today, tomorrow, or Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, wish the little bald baby a happy
little baby.
Getting all birthdayed out. Very nice.
So how old are you going to be, Matt, or do you not want to share that information?
I'm going to be 6.
There you go, 6. 6 years old.
Yeah.
Well, you look pretty hairy on the face. You got some stubble for 6. I mean, that's good.
Yeah. No,
so
if
Matt,
okay, go ahead.
No, I want to hear you talk.
I don't even remember what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Please get in my ears. You had a topic you wanted to bring up. We were talking about it in the pre-show, and then I said, wait, talk about it.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, you got to remember. Okay, we're going to talk about Chucky's then. We'll talk about, and give you time to think about it. Chucky.
We're talking about, it was the selfies. I have to take this call. It's a business call.
Yes. All right, he's taking the call. Matt had mentioned during the pre-show. Go ahead and mention it.
Well, no, it popped up on my dashboard on YouTube for whatever reason. There's a girl that took a selfie every day for 6.5 years. And then she put it into a collage, and then she uploaded it with some music, and it's pretty wild to watch. Like 6.5, that's serious dedication. Like taking a selfie every day for a year would be a pretty good feat. But to do it for 6.5 years, now, she might have missed a day, who knows, but
who the hell would pay attention, right?
Well, yeah, you'd have to sit there and count, but assuming we take her at face value, 6.5 years, that's thousands of pictures. So.
And now, I remember Daily Booth. You could do that, and I think over 3 years I had maybe 400 pictures or 600 or something. And it was kind of a selfie, but not, because it was with your webcam. But you take a picture, you do photo replies. Of course, Matt, because you would do some replies. We kind of went back and forth, but
it's weird. It's weird that Daily Booth went under, like disappeared, because
that right now would be thriving.
Well, it'd be thriving. It's almost like it was ahead of its time, because
I think it was.
It was, because right now Instagram is just the new Daily Booth. That's all it is.
No, I agree.
And in fact, actually, one could argue that it's actually, next to the filters are superior, but other than the filters, the functionality of Daily Booth was superior to that of Instagram, because
you could actually photo reply like they suspected you would.
That's right.
And they never did.
That's right. And actually, that's something that Instagram, I think, needs to implement. They need to implement a photo reply.
I agree.
If they did that, how awesome would that be? If not, because actually, you know what? Instagram, when you think about it, isn't very organized, and there's a lot that they could do to fix it. Number one, photo replies would be awesome, but number two, they really need to do something about the comment system, because the way the comments work right now, they're just a mess. Like when you reply to somebody, like it could be the person at the top, and your comment goes in the bottom, and it needs to be threaded like Facebook is.
Yep, I know. I agree.
And I think you should be able to. I think you should be able to like comments. I think that would be an awesome
I think the thumbs up thing would be good because it would push, like, you know, I hate to say it because I feel like on Facebook, I read some of those top comments. When it's like a viral post that people share, like a video, I go to the original rather than the person who shared it, and I'll look at it. And you can see those comments, and some of them I enjoy because if it's good, it's going to find its way to the top. Not all the time. Some of the best zingers are on the bottom, but still it gives, not necessarily for popularity contests, but like for relative or, you know, for humor sense, I think it's a good idea. Right, Moonshine? She doesn't care. But yeah, I think, you know, there was, Matt, I don't know what you were doing like 5 years ago with YouTube, or like if you were watching, but there was a guy named Noah, and I believe it was between 5 and 7 years that he did it, and he was the original to do it, and it was a song. I could look it up now. It was years ago, but it was like groundbreaking. It was like, holy cow. What?
There's also another one with the time lapse of, it was a father that took a picture of his daughter every day from like the time she was 3 until she was like 13 or something.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have seen that in the past.
Yeah, that was a long one, and it was actually really awesome. Because then, like, when she became a teenager, there were days where she was just like, "Fuck you, Dad, I don't want to do this." And, like, it was like a grumpy looking picture. It was actually really cute.
Okay, Noah photo every day. I'm typing it in now. So Matt, Noah takes a photo of himself every day for 6 years. Noah Kalina, 7 years ago, 25.7 million views. He uploaded it July 31st, 2006. So 8 years ago, soon. So 2,356 days of photos he put on there, and he had original music on there. I mean, it was just really, really cool concept. And you'll see him go from like a happy kid to like kind of, you see the wrinkles set in, you see the hair get big and short, and then no beard, and then happy depressed. Like, it's funny, the stages we go through, just like the girl that you're talking about for 6 years, 6.5 years.
Rebecca Brown, Becky O.
Yeah, she
no,
went
no. The one I'm talking about is different.
Okay, but the one Matt's talking about, you could see like you could see her go through puberty and her face transform and the acne come in and out, her hair gets short.
Yeah, it was like the end of it was like watching her morph from person to person. It was really like a flip book. It's like a fucking flip.
A girl with braces and glasses and then she goes to no braces and contacts, and then she goes from long, hair to short hair, and it's interesting because we see ourselves every day. At least most of us look in a mirror, whether you want to or not. You see what you look like, so you're kind of really close to that situation. It's hard. Where like somebody sees you and they go, "Wow, you've lost weight." Maybe it's been 2 weeks, maybe it's been 6 months, but maybe you have, and you just don't see it because you see yourself every day slowly transform. You know what? It's interesting.
That's really funny. That you know what I might do when I turn 30. So I still got a year or so, but when I turn 30.
Oh, you just gave it away. Your age. All right, go ahead.
No, I'll be 29 in July 16th.
I know, but you didn't tell me. You said 6.
You could figure that out by going on my channel, though, because I have a video that was published last year on my birthday called 28 Things I Learned in 28 Years. But anyway, I've been doing the list thing forever, bro. But anyways, when I turn 30...
Matthew Santoro, ABM, always be marketing.
That's right, always be closing. But when I turn 30... When I hit 30, if I start doing a selfie every day until I'm 40, that'd be pretty cool. Because, I mean, from every decade you age a little, like, significantly, right? So, like, when I was 20, I look significantly different.
Oh, you look different. I saw your photos. You looked like a douche.
Yeah, I look significant. Like, my face filled out, my body filled out.
I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah. But then when I hit 40, I'll look a lot different when I was 30. So I think that would be interesting. But again, that takes a lot. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard because we have our cell phones on us all the time. So taking a selfie wouldn't be that hard. But it would almost be a pain. I mean, I know it takes 2 seconds, and it'd be a lot easier than daily vlogging.
Well, here's the thing about it, dude. The question is, when are you going to do it? The thing that I thought was cool is I've only seen Becky O do it, her video of it, but they always have that picture It's always the same. It's always centered the same. There's not a lot of variation in where their eyes are. Setting up that picture's got to be a bitch.
I was thinking that. Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you do it so that your face isn't over here and then it's over here? Like.
Okay, I'll tell you. If you guys ever use Vine, there's a little on the bottom. There's like a little ghost button, and it'll change the opacity of what you can see. Like, let's say I'm doing 4 clips of video and I want it to be like a time lapse. I can click on that and then see where it's at. So in my backyard, I've got a stream, and there's a certain spot where the waterfall line matches the trees. I can line that up and then hit it again. You can kind of do that. If you ever watch Mr. Guitar Man's video that he did on like the McDonald's French fry thing, and where they were taking off the shirts from Rhett and Link, you can kind of set markers. So it'd be a lot easier. I have the lights from Chucky out in the other room on a tripod. I can walk out there, put a marker down, set in the same damn spot, or similar. You can always go into video programs, and you can line up your shoulders and your face, zoom in a little bit, give yourself a little variance so they're all about the same. You can set up your eye levels. But if you're not doing that, Chucky, I see what you're saying about like setting the phone. You would go, okay, I want it here. I got to keep my arms about this far apart, maybe bend a little bit.
Well, it's like the one that Moonshine. Did you put in that portrait of Lotte?
Yes. I keep trying to get into the conversation. This is it's a portrait of a girl from the time she was born up until the time she was 14 years old.
No,
and
it's all selfies. It's all
video clips.
It's all snippets of video at speed, and it's actually very cool. It's like that seems like
it's beautiful. I love it. This is one of my favorites of this type of video.
This is actually. Who are the 1,700 assholes who clicked? No, I don't like this. I mean, okay, fuck off. Bunch of fucking dickwads.
Yeah, it's got 16.5 million views and 62,000
that's a college education if you played that right. Honest to God.
Well, 16.5 million views, that's $16.5 thousand about that.
Well, if you're going at $1 CPM, it can vary depending on what ads they throw on there. They've got Adidas ads.
On average, you'll get about $1,000 for every million.
But they're watching.
No. Oh, well, I just paused it on a crying face.
2 years ago. 2 years ago, that was 2.5, depending on who it was 2 to 250 CPM. Now you can get 68
Oh my
cents,
God!
$3.
We were talking about creativity, and then we just had to turn it right back around into YouTube money. Can we?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll stop. But, okay. But what Matt was saying, like when we went to the Grand Canyon, or sorry, with you, Chucky, you did, or Matt, you didn't go. We went to Yellowstone. Remember that where we had the bisons behind it, like the buffaloes just standing there?
Yeah, we could have died.
That was awesome. So to be able to keep, I know, right? So to be able to keep the camera in the same spot and get stuff like that, and that to me is the most interesting part. You could watch the video and see the face change. You could watch the video for the background. It says a lot about who somebody is depending on how they style their hair, how it changes, the types of shirts they wear, the background. Is the room messy? Is the lighting great? Are they smiling, or are they just doing this the whole time? Like it says a lot about people without ever having to say anything, I think. Well, so Matt, you should do that. Okay, so Chucky, speaking of phones and taking photos and all that, you were talking about something before we started the show.
Yeah, apparently there was something on the links in our chat, so we're gonna put it in the description for the video where they said that they were getting these complaints about this one New York City restaurant that was a busy restaurant, and the service had slowed down. They hired this company to come in, and the company actually just apparently, if I just gleaned through the article, they compared security tapes from 2004 and 2014, so they saw what changed in 10 years. And what happened is that all of the people who were coming in 2004 would sit down, open their menus, close the menus, somebody showed up at their table, took the order, 6 minutes later, everything was fired, they're eating their appetizers, they were out in an hour and 5 minutes. Now, you get these people in, people were complaining about where they were sitting, they had to be reseated someplace else. Then they spent 5 minutes just trying to figure out how they could get into the free Wi-Fi. The waiter would come over, try to help them with that, and then they would come over and keep asking if they wanted to order, or we need more time, because they were playing with their fucking phones the whole time. They said that when they got their food, they'd spend 3 minutes taking pictures of it before they'd even touch it. They would just sit there and just hipster it all out and everything. and then they're getting out in an hour and 55 minutes instead of an hour and 5 minutes. So it almost doubled, and they were complaining of slow service when in fact it was all these assholes on their fucking phones. That's what did it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of when I get a server and my roommate fucking hates this, and my cousin does the same thing as me because we have I guess similar sense of humor. But like when they come over, just like when I go through a checkout, I make a joke. Think about how monotonous that is as somebody as a checkout. Maybe not a server, but let's say you work at Walmart or something. Ding, ding, ding. Total, public cash credit, whatever. And people just look at you like, yeah, you have a job, do it. I don't care to know what you're doing. I come up and I say something different. I kind of throw them off and they smile. When I leave, they are in a better mood than they were before. That's awesome. But if you go to a restaurant, these servers let's say they have 6 tables each. It's a busy hour. You can't sit there and have a whole conversation with them. So it's tough. But also, you shouldn't be sitting there on your phone the whole time and they're trying to talk to you and it's like a chore for them. It's like, come on. They have to take their order, get it in, and you're not even looking at the menu yet. I'm totally guilty of it. I've done it. But
I found out they don't share their fucking tips with the fucking chef, dude.
Chefs get paid much better than the servers do.
They better. Motherfucker cook that food.
No. But what's funny is the server's tip depends on the chef sometimes. If they get bad food, it's some of the fault goes on the waitress, because if she said medium, she wrote it down, it went in there, and it came out rare, they're going to be upset. It's going to have to go back in. It's a waste of time, and now the server doesn't get a tip because the chef made a mistake. Now, it can work both ways, obviously, but yeah.
All I can tell you is this, is like when you're it's very, very, it hurts when you're looking around at people. I was at a fucking show, great band, and more people were looking at their phones than watching, you know what I mean? And it was just like, that's the first thing everybody was doing, and I was just like, Jesus, dude, it's just like there's a show going on. I mean, if you're having dinner with somebody, put your fucking phone down and have the conversation, dude.
You know what?
There's definitely etiquette involved, and yeah. It depends on the situation.
Okay, I mean, if I have dinner with Moonshine, I'm expecting her to ignore me. But you guys, put your fucking phones down.
I mean, if I've done this experiment. I don't remember if we did it with you, Matt, when you were here, but I've done it where we have a group of, like, let's say 4 or 6 people, and we all put our phones in the middle. We put them on silent, so even if they vibrate, you don't know whose phone it is. And you have a conversation, and you bring it back to the good old days. Sort of like when you had to call somebody's house and ask their parents for them. That doesn't happen anymore. You call their phones. You get their voicemails.
I grew up in the time when if you wanted to talk to a girl in like high school, you had to ask her for her number, and then there was that awkward moment when you called her house and you knew that there was about a 50% chance that her mom or dad would pick up.
Or that they picked up the second line while you're talking.
There was a girl that still probably madly in love with this chick too, but there was this one girl that I fought for this phone number, Maddie. I fought for this girl's phone number, and every time I called, she was never home. So I talked to her mom a lot. And when I finally got her on the phone, I said, "Hi." She goes, "Hi," and I went, "So how's your mom?" Because I had no idea what the fuck to say to her. And she kept trying to get me off the phone, and then finally later when we were dating, she said, "I wanted to get you off the phone, but you were so funny, I kept wanting to listen." So that saved me, Maddie. So.
Oh, chocolate.
But the first thing out of my mouth after that was like, "So how's your mom? How's she doing?"
Listen, guys, I gotta go. So
don't leave.
I'm sorry that I gotta cut out early, but believe me, I got a lot of stuff to do. So I just wanted to say hi to you guys.
Well, we did go live for an hour, and these are only supposed to be an hour.
Yes.
But
delivenate.
Huh?
Delivenate this bitch.
Delivenate.
Are you guys gonna keep going?
Moonshine, thank you for.
No, we're gonna end it right now.
We're gonna
stick around for the goodbyes.
We're gonna end. I just wanted to say real quick. So if you guys can leave comments in. Sorry, we didn't even really address the comments. It's the first time we've actually had a show with the 4 of us for a while. Yeah, and I actually think that we should still have a show tomorrow if everyone's available. If not, if Matt, I know you're not.
I left a link for my Twitch stream tonight in the comments for anybody interested in wanting to see more of my face tonight. My streams, that stream goes pretty fucking late, so.
And maybe her feet. All right, cool. So if we can get, maybe I'll try to get like Jared or Jacqueline or somebody. I do have a guest that wants to come on the show. If any of you guys know who Comic Fire 7 is, he was pretty fun. He was actually a YouTuber in 2010 that Shane Dawson had promoted. He's changed a lot. He's really into his keyboard and music and stuff now. Anyway, I think he might be available tomorrow, maybe Tay. But Matt is going to be back on Mondays. I think we're going to change the shows. Last week I said we were going to do a show on Monday. We ended up pushing it to Wednesday because I couldn't do it on Monday. So yeah, that's that. We talked about selfies and doing videos or photos every day for years is something that I think would be really cool. If viewers have done it or you know people who have done it, share links in the comments or on Twitter. Chucky mentioned phones in restaurants. Have you experienced it? What is it like for you? Are you guilty of it? Do you know people that are like that? Is it a pain in the ass? Are you a server? Blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about that. Moonshine, she's doing cosplay and stuff. She's doing her live shows for people that are on Twitch. Maybe you can recommend Moonshine to them, and they could help promote each other or whatever. So
I also have my Jurassic Park ride video coming out tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that's
Is that
done.
going to traumatize us? Are we going to be like, are you going to break my heart? Are you that scared?
Don't wear headphones.
Oh, she's terrified of.
Hold on. Let me find some good.
Okay, I gotta go, guys. Scott, before I go, do you like my my custom image there? That's my face there.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Are you trying to compete with Tom for the previous avatar or what?
Remember Shoop de Whoop?
Yeah, but you look like Homer Simpson. Oh my God!
Somebody made that. A fan of mine made that.
Wow.
But anyway, okay, friends, I gotta go. I gotta do the daily vlog and whatnot.
You better mention all of us and how much you love him.
Matt, thanks. He did mention the show a little while ago, and he got us some new faces. So if you guys are here because of Matt and you're wishing him a happy birthday, which I see all the comments there and a lot of the regulars, thank you. So thanks for joining, Matt. Glad you could finally make it back after like 6 weeks.
Yeah, I apologize. Honestly, a lot has been going on. More than
of course. You know,
and,
it's just called growing pains in life.
A lot of it's been going on with YouTube, and you know, a lot of stuff on the side that's been popping up, and now I've got my own place. It just a lot of YouTube stuff, a lot of personal stuff. I'm growing as a person, and I'm learning how to deal with it all. But you know, I think as of this show, I'm back on LIGO, and we should be good to go. If this week's going to be the exception because it's my birthday, but the week after, I don't think there's any reason that I can't be here on a regular basis. So thanks for everything.
Are you scheduled to hit 2 million on your birthday?
Probably tomorrow night.
Oh, nice. Well, congratulations on that too, big guy.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, guys, Matthew Santoro, YouTube.com/Matthew Santoro, Matthew Santoro 2. Go check out his daily vlogs.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
That boy. Right.
He's gonna say follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook profile, blah blah blah. All right.
We out of here.
All right, Matt. We'll see you later. Moonshine, go check out her live show. I think she said 10:30 Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Daylight, whatever it is. PT.
West Coast.
All right.
West Coast, bitches.
When the show processes, I will put the link in there for the article that Chucky was talking about, the video that Moonshine was talking about, anything that I may have talked about, and Matthew Santoro's second channel that you can go watch his daily videos on, for those of you that didn't know. This has been Let Your Google Hangout, episode 124. We're back, bitches. We might do a show tomorrow. Pay attention to our Twitter and our Facebook. We will see you next Monday, regardless.